We're driving the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV. It is a mid-size all-electric SUV. EQE, easy as SUV, you and me, and she makes three. EQE.
What's fun is I thought it was the EQS.
What?
EQE, checks out.
How funny if I improvised that dumb little song and it was like the wrong car?
Here's how much it costs.
Coming up, a feature that may inspire rage in the comment section. But first, interior.
It feels fancy and futuristic in here. The lighting that goes all the way across, these clicky vents with the accent lighting.
And they do look like turbines, which is fun. No fuel is getting burned in this thing.
There's also this beautiful wood.
Yes, natural grain anthracite linden wood trim.
Ooh, catchy.
Easy as EQE.
Contrast all this shiny black plastic in here that's become covered in fingerprints and dust.
You got these little capacitive controls. I find this interaction to be pretty finicky.
I agree. I kept accidentally touching this and it did not like it.
The fingerprint reader for the different user modes, the drive mode selector down here, you can't feel and know which direction it's going to go. And the distance between where you're looking and where this is pretty far. On a more positive note, storage. The center console is silly deep.
And there is a huge bin underneath. It also includes 2 USB-C ports and a mysterious strap.
What will you strap in your under region?
Wow.
Don't tell us in the comments.
Don't tell us.
Up front in the phone zone, wireless charging up here, although it's kind of a weird sort of in there sort of reach. Then you have 2 cup holders. They can emerge with a press, though I'm not sure how effective that is at holding cups in place.
These seats are super adjustable, very comfortable. There is automatic seat positioning based on your height if you're the driver.
I find the seats to be comfortable too, and based on where I'm seated, even though we've got pretty big bolsters here, I do seem to have full range of motion. But the view out is pretty obscured with dash. The steering wheel is not even as low as I would find preferable, and it's already too low. Any lower and it's going to start blocking more screen. In back, passenger space is plentiful. My feet fit comfortably underneath the front seats. I wish there was an adjustable seat back angle. In that middle position though, I fit comfortably, and it's aided by the fact that you got that completely flat floor. Kiddo, what about getting in and out of the vehicle?
It's not like Bronco high, but it's also not really low. Easy enough.
As for cargo space, there are 18.4 cubic feet.
And there is a lot of space for cargo underneath the cargo floor.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a spot to put all your charging paraphernalia. I'm also a fan of the 40-20-40 split rear seat backs. And we've got a standard power kick-activated cargo hatch.
It was pretty easy to open, and it closes when you kick it.
Oh, that's a good observation. I prefer a spare tire over a tire repair kit. This one has a tire repair kit.
But so much storage.
You could almost put a spare tire back there. And if you're wondering, does this electric SUV have a frunk? No, it does not, and we will tell you why in just a bit. What about getting that booster seat installed?
You're going to laugh at me, but I genuinely...
Hey! Mamma mia, that's a spicy booster seat.
Sweetie, so you're going to make fun of me for multiple reasons. The second one, could not get the latch point covers off.
This is where having great grip strength comes in handy. You can use it in a zillion different occasions, up to and including removing latch covers.
Eventually, I got the latch covers off, and it was very easy to snap in our booster. I also think there would be room for a rear-facing car seat back there.
As for safety, neither the NHTSA nor IIHS have rated the EQE SUV, but the Euro NCAP test gave it 5 stars, so I suspect it's a pretty safe vehicle. On the active safety front, we got a full suite included, and there are 7 airbags. Family, what do we think? Is the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV family-friendly?
Yes, but with a base price of over $50,000, it is rich family-friendly.
Rear window test. All the way down. Boop. Armrest test, driving in a comfortable 8 and 4. It's a very long reach to the inboard and outboard armrest. Stitching here, but it's not too abrasive. No stitching outboard. Still soft. I'm gonna go 75% inboard, 70% outboard. No, 69% outboard. Hey, would you like to see more videos like this where we review cars as a family, plus the occasional helicopter adventure? If you would, you are welcome to subscribe. Style!
The EQE is sleek and sort of simplified. I almost thought it was boring, and then I saw the front.
All that sleekness is quite intentional. It's 0.25 drag coefficient. That is extremely slippery, very, very efficient design. It's also got this cab forward thing where like the windshield goes very far forward onto the hood, and that was a really popular design motif back in like the early 90s. My Geo Storm had a cab forward design, and I know that's not the anchor point that Mercedes was hoping for when they designed this thing, but it's an interesting shape. Meanwhile, I think it's a little bit more traditional than some of the other EQ products. Like if you look at the EQE sedan, that's a more unusual design. This is a little bit more familiar.
I particularly like the grille, how it has the small Mercedes logos that get smaller and thinner as they go to the edges, which give it a sense of dimension and movement.
I like the emerald green paint job.
It is so pretty. When we first approached the vehicle, it was dusk and I thought it was just a boring black vehicle, and then the sun came out.
Dark green, sparkly, lovely. We also have 21-inch wheels with summer tires that are optimized for efficiency. And now this isn't really a style thing, but there is an exterior sound generator option. When we got out, like, oh, there's a helicopter coming. It's like, there was not a helicopter coming.
How sad for you.
I was very disappointed. When I was charging it earlier today, I'm in a Walmart parking lot at the Electrify America station. And it's like, oh God, I have got to turn this off.
At least it's not farting at you.
Ooh, dang! Now you've enraged the Tesla people. Good job, sweetie. We like the look of the EQE SUV, but what do you think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Onward to In Motion. We do have an air suspension, so we can raise and lower. It is a perfectly comfortable ride, but it is not the most sophisticated ride you'll experience in the luxury space. As you add a little bit of steering input, it's speedier coming off center than I'm used to from a Mercedes. I do also notice a fair bit of body roll when I come through corners. Coming uphill, I also noticed a behavior that I spotted in the Mercedes-Benz GLC we reviewed recently. As you steer, if you're going too quick, it'll start to pull power. So I think in this application, there was a little bit more finesse than we experienced with the GLC. There's not much in the way of driver feedback through the steering wheel, but if you are motivated to drive quickly, and then maybe this has something to do with those summer tires, but there is plenty of grip. We have the $1,100 acoustic comfort package that adds a laminated acoustic membrane on the front windshield and on the front side windows. It's like a library in here. If you go into sport mode, the steering gets heavier, but it's not like there's necessarily more engagement. One bit of adaptability I do like, you've got these paddles right here that make it very easy to change how much regenerative braking happens. If you go to no recuperation, it really coasts. If you try that on the freeway, there's like no friction. This thing's gonna coast all the way to Maine. Got it on strong regen right now, and it will do a full one pedal stop. Foot off pedal, let's see if it's smooth. It's pretty smooth, but I think that last little, like 5%, I could have done smoother. Sorry, robots, I'm not obsolete yet. On the other end of the spectrum, we do have power. Let's see how it feels if I just do this. Whee!
Wow!
Wow.
The version we have, we've got dual motor all-wheel drive, so plenty of traction, gets up to speed nice and quick. I mentioned the sound experience earlier from the outside of the vehicle. You can also experience sound from the inside of the vehicle. Here's Serene Breeze, they call it. Let's try this.
Sounds like a ferry.
Yeah, there's a ferry and there's like some wind
does.
chimes. If you want to show somebody an electric car, maybe they're a skeptic, add some of this sound and they'll be like, it's like a cinematic experience. It might open some hearts and minds, but in daily driving, I'm just gonna turn that right off. That's what I think about driving the EQE SUV, but what does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel, Florida as we depart. Whee!
Whoa! That was powerful.
I feel so tiny over here, like you're actually above me.
Oh, this is fun.
Tell me about the seating position and what you see out.
Before I raised the seat, I had this in my field of view. The A-pillar is very thick. It's not my favorite sight picture, but manageable.
Is it fun?
I do have fun driving this. It gets up to speed very quickly. I like how it throws your weight out around the corner.
One of these days I'm going to figure out what the heck you're talking about when you say that.
Cool.
Is that body lean? Like,
I think it's body lean. I like it.
There's something to the vehicle reacting. Body lean isn't always a bad thing. Do you have any sense of where the corners are?
That is a really good point. I took it to several parking lots and I did avoid parking near anyone else, and that is probably why. Thank goodness for that camera.
Yes, we do like that 360 cam. While you're in the parking lot, did you notice enhanced maneuverability?
I did notice it was really easy to maneuver.
We've got 4-wheel steering and it'll angle those rear tires up to 10 degrees. You can do these like comically small U-turns. It's really impressive. If we were in the market for an electric luxury SUV, are there any game killers here that would keep you from driving an EQE SUV?
Heck no.
Strong praise from the sweetie. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. All right, let's move onward to remarks. Infotainment. The standard setup is a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster with a 12.8-inch infotainment display. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless smartphone connectivity comes standard. We've got what they call the hyperscreen.
It's so much screen.
Hyperscreen.
It might be too much screen.
12.3-inch screen over here for me, 17.7 inches of screen here, and then another 12.3-inch display over there for Sweetie in the Sweetie zone.
The screens look great. I did have a hard time finding my way to specific features. I'm very forgetful, and I kept forgetting where things were located.
Which is ironic because you've got this zero-layer philosophy which prioritizes the information you need most. I found it okay to work around. The thing I found ironic is that we've got this massive screen, and then to go back to Apple CarPlay, it's this tiny, tiny little text over here in the corner. It's really funny. That said, if you want to get somebody into the car and dazzle them, this will do that. And all of these screens are under a single pane of glass that is scratch resistant. On that note, Flying Eye sunglasses feature scratch resistant polycarbonate lenses. To learn why Flying Eye's eyewear is the lightest, most comfortable eyewear you'll ever wear, especially under a headset or helmet, click the link in the description below.
One more thought about the screen over here. I think it's redundant because many of the same features can be found here, and it's very close and easy for me to access.
I've noticed that your first move every time we get in the car is just to turn that off.
Yep. I've had a migraine for the past few days, so I'm light sensitive, and this is the worst vehicle for it.
Sorry, sweetie. The native navigation did a good job of guiding us to charging stations. That nav system includes the optional augmented visualization, which is pretty cool. Magic pointers like floating in space. And then of course we have the Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Can you turn my temperature up a little bit?
I'm increasing the temperature to 70 degrees.
We do this little basic maintenance test called the Brian test after my buddy who inspired it. Now there's no oil to check, but what's underneath the hood? Fino. There's no hood release down there. I think it's meant to be opened by technicians and that's it. And that's why there's no frunk in here. Now you're asking, where do you add the windshield wiper fluid? Just let us open the hood and fill it up under there. Instead they cut a hole in the fender and then they have a little thing that pops out just for windshield wiper fluid. It seems silly, but what do I know? All right, let's talk engine choices. The base EQE is called the 350 Plus. It comes with rear-wheel drive. Strangely, the EQE 350 4MATIC is the exact same price. How do they do that while adding an extra motor? Simple, they make the battery smaller, which explains lowered range. The version we've been driving is the EQE 500 4MATIC. Big power, decent range. And then, as hinted at earlier, the AMG EQE 4MATIC SUV. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Also notice the range number, the lowest among the EQE SUV range. When it's time to charge, you can charge at a 170 kilowatt rate, from 10 to 80% charge on a DC quick charger in about 32 minutes. In the beginning of the video, I teased that there's a feature that may enrage the comment section. There is an over-the-air option available for the 350 4MATIC where you can add power that will cut a second off of your 0 to 60 time. You can pay it on a monthly basis for $60, a yearly basis for $600, or you can pay $1,950 and have it for all time.
It does seem like you've paid for the vehicle. They should just give you all the power.
What do you guys think? Do you like the idea of unleashing power via download? Tell us in the comments.
Sweetie,
Uh-huh.
will you share our trim recommendation?
I certainly will. It is that time in the video. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential features you would regret not getting in your EQE SUV, but at the lowest possible price. We'd recommend going with the 350 Plus trim. That's the rear-wheel drive version. It's well equipped with power heated memory front seats, active parking assist, a panoramic roof, a 360-degree camera system, the Guard 360 vehicle monitoring system, dual zone climate control, and smart key access. Plus, it offers the best range of the EQE SUV lineup. And if you're ready to buy an EQE SUV of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what your current car is worth and what you should spend on an EQE SUV. SUV. As for the competition, it includes names like the Tesla Model X, the Audi Q8 e-tron, which we drove not that long ago, and the BMW iX. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And now it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature of the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV?
These pillows. It came with pillows. Pillows. Pillows.
I opened the door, I'm like, there's some pillows in here. I think they come with the car. They seem to match. What's your favorite thing to do with those pillows?
There's a little slot here, and ta-da! I've got an arm pillow.
It's Kiddo Pillow Arms, a beloved new Micah Drives character.
And I have 2 pillow hands.
Double pillow hands.
May I have a double pillow hand 5? And a 5.
And a boring 5.
And you! Come get your high five. Bam!